about to kill myself. Hello folks, it's Friday, November 4th, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino, as always here to talk about all the video game stuff that happened. The first thing we have to talk about is Battlefront 2. Yes, it's coming. Yes, also, we already knew that. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year during an earnings call, EA did confirm that Battlefront 2 is definitely a thing, and it is coming. Well, once again, in an earnings call, EA announced that it is coming, and now we know it is definitely coming fall 2017. So Battlefront 2, fall 2017, I guess that's official. That's cool, but I think the biggest question is going to be, is this going to have a single player campaign? Is this going to be worth $60? EA CFO Blake Jorgensen, who I never get tired of saying his name, said a bunch of buzzwords that they're working hard on it and that it's extremely deep and engaging. Apparently it's going to have, and I quote, bigger and better worlds. It's also going to make more use of content from the newer movies. But whether or not that's actually true remains to be seen. I guess we could just hopefully cautiously optimistically wait. But speaking of waiting, Phil Spencer has been talking in interviews more and more about the Xbox One Scorpio that is releasing, and he's actually went and reiterated that it is not going to be a console upgrade cycle. You know how sometimes we bring it up that our console's turning into phones where you have to buy a new one every 2 years? Thankfully, Phil Spencer. Thankfully, Phil Spencer did clarify, saying, and I quote, "I don't have this desire to every 2 years have a new console on the shelf. That's not part of the console business model, and it doesn't actually help us." He said that he just wants Xbox customers, and he said, and I quote, "I don't have the need to create an artificial loop of, hey, here's a new console every 2 years in order to get you to go buy." That's good. That's what I wanted to hear. I know Phil Spencer's been saying a lot of things that we do want to hear, but I think that's good. I think that's what had people the most freaked out. And of course, what he wants to do on his end, just to play the devil's advocate, is he wants to ease people into buying this new console. He doesn't want to scare them away, because with the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Scorpio, people have a ton of questions. But I think that's definitely the best way to go about it, even though I still feel like down the road that is a thing that is going to happen. Consoles are going to come out more and more frequently. At least the mindset for the head of Xbox is not to give us a new console every 2 years, because that would be fucking ridiculous. But since we are talking about newer, fancier, shinier consoles, sorry PC folks, let's talk about the PlayStation 4 Pro. Sony has announced a list of games that are going to be supported by PlayStation 4 Pro at launch. What's your favorite game on the PlayStation 4 Pro list?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD.
That's not on there, is it? Is it on there?
No.
There's a lot of things on this list. Should I read them all? I'm gonna try and read them all. Battlefield 1, Battlezone, Bound, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Dishonored 2, Drive Club VR, EA Sports, FIFA 17, Firewatch, Helldivers, Hitman, Hustle Kings, Infamous, First Light, Infamous, Second Son, Knack, Mafia 3, Mantis Burn Racing, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, NBA 2K17, Neon Chrome, that's just a bunch of colors, Paragon, PlayStation VR, Ratchet & Clank, Res Infinite, Ride 2, Riggs, Mechanize, Kamek, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Robinson the Journey, Smite, Super Stardust Ultra, Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, Elder Scrolls Special Edition, Last of Us Remastered, that wasn't even a word, Last of Us Left Behind, Playroom VR, Thumper, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Where's the regular Until Dawn, Viking Squad, Wheels of Aurelia, World of Tanks, and XCOM 2. So that's good, I guess. Those are all good video games. Well, not all of them. It looks like there's gonna be more in the future, like Final Fantasy 15, Watch Dogs 2, when those release, but I'm still, you know, that's cool. I'm glad this thing is being supported, because sometimes it's hard being an early adopter. You don't get everything, you know, beefed up the way you want it to be. But that's cool, I guess. There's at least going to be a lot to play for and a lot that's supported. One thing I thought was very interesting, though, is that Rise of the Tomb Raider, Square Enix released a video breaking down how their PlayStation 4 Pro support works, and it's a little weird, it's a little complicated, and I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan, but basically Rise of the Tomb Raider on PlayStation 4 Pro is going to give you 3 different modes. There's a mode just based for pushing 4K, there's another mode that's 1080p but it runs at 60 frames per second, and then there's a 1080p 30 frames per second that just boosts up the graphics. And basically Rise of the Tomb Raider gives you the option to choose between and switch back and forth between those modes, whichever one you prefer. Also, real quick, because every week we try and shout out like a cool thing that somebody is making, check out this game by some of the people behind Battlefield Bad Company 2. They're working on this game where it's a first-person game and you play from the perspective of the monster. Despite at first glance it not looking that unique, I'll link it in the description below, read up on it, it's really cool. Some of the inspirations are from behind Beowulf's Grendel and stuff, and I'm really all about it. After some leaks and some teases by Blizzard, we now have our official first look at Sombra, the new character for Overwatch. She's been rumored forever, and oh my god, she actually looks way cooler than any of us ever expected. At least that's how I feel. Just before I mentioned Rise of the Tomb Raider, but it looks like we already have our first possible glance at the next Tomb Raider game, and I say glance because it is a literal glance. Apparently, someone on a subway in Montreal had their work laptop open, and it said right on the laptop, documents that had in big bold letters, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm all about that title. Now, there's a couple things here, of course, that can easily be fake. That can be a totally fake thing, but it has been corroborated by sources from Kotaku and IGN that it is going to be a thing, and Montreal makes sense because apparently this time around, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is going to be developed by Eidos Montreal, not Crystal Dynamics, who made the first two reboot games, which I don't think is technically a bad thing. I think the new Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider I think were great, but if they continue a third game with that very similar formula, I don't know, I want a little more. I want some bigger changes. So hopefully Eidos Montreal, if they are working on this, is working on the next big thing for the Tomb Raider games. I don't know though, by it being called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I just think of Angel of Darkness. So if they made like a new reboot or remaster of Angel of Darkness, I'm all in. Some of you probably think I'm crazy, but I don't care. But one of the biggest controversies, at least right now, it seems to hit the internet, is about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's been released today, but it's also come out that certain weapon variants in Infinite Warfare are locked behind supply drops. The supply drop system has always been a topic for debate for Call of Duty players. Black Ops 3, a lot of people had some issues with it. Ultimately, I hate all this shit. I feel like it's a distraction. People get so jammed up with this stuff, then they should just be caring about the game. The weapon system this time around is much deeper, and each certain weapons, there are exclusive weapons, there are certain weapons that are going to be hidden behind these supply drops, but they're also different ranked weapons, like they're weapons with different variants on it, similar to weapons that you find in Destiny. The supply drop and the crafting system allows you to add extra features to the weapons, but what a lot of people are arguing, and I kind of agree with them, is that you can use the supply drop system by paying money to skip all the grinding and then therefore get an advantage and get a leg up and get better weapons than other players. And I think that could be an issue because you can craft weapons in Infinite Warfare. So far, you get salvage after every match to put towards crafting a new weapon, but every match, you only get like around 5 to 10 salvage, and it takes thousands of salvage to craft a weapon upgrade. That's a big ass grind and not really that balanced. Of course, Activision can go and fix that later on, but as of right now, it seems like things are kind of leaning a little bit more towards pay to win. And now with all this type of stuff, I usually just say, ignore microtransactions, don't buy them, and that's fine, because you can, but the problem is here, if you ignore them, you're gonna get your ass beat by people who don't ignore them and pay money to get better guns than you. Some people are freaking out about this, some people aren't, because supply drops are a thing that you are gonna get. They are sometimes generous with them, and I'm not really gonna freak out yet. I'm gonna give Activision the benefit of the doubt, honestly, that hopefully they change the balancing and the frequency of these things and how players can be rewarded with actual grinding. Because as of right now, the gap is way too big between paying and grinding. It's also, mind you, Friday, November 4th, it's the launch day of this game too. If it turns into a big deal, we'll keep you guys updated, but it's also worth noting that if you are a PC player who is buying Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, don't buy it on the Windows App Store. It has come out that that version of the game does not play nice with Steam, and you won't be able to play with other players who are playing the game on Steam. So basically, it's like, why would you buy that? It feels like a waste. Just something you should know. And one last thing I do want to talk about is that Steam has now officially made it much harder to get your game listed by basically bullshitting your way with your Steam store page. Valve and Steam have officially made it so that on your product page on the Steam store, the images that you have to be actually representative of the game. You can't have these amped up pre-rendered screenshots or really cool, awesome art. You have to have things that actually show what the game really is. And honestly, I think that's a win for everyone. You should be able to know everything and see everything about a game before you buy it. And to tweak the system so that now it doesn't mislead people is a good thing. Also, last but certainly not least, you guys know every single week we give away a free console of your choice to one lucky person out there. All you have to do, there's a link below, you click it, you sign up, you enter once, and then you're entered for basically forever. And every single week I go in and close my eyes and randomly choose one winner to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is gonna be this person right here. Congratulations! Check your inbox, check your spam box, because I'm going to be emailing you, getting in touch with you, how I can send you your stuff. But that's what's going on this week. It's a little bit of an in-between week. It's not a slow week. It's not a busy week, but I do want to know what you guys think about all the video game stuff we talked about this week. How do you feel about Sombra? Is she cool or what? A lot of us were kind of burned by Battlefront, but are you going to give Battlefront 2 another try? And all signs are pointing to Shadow of the Tomb Raider being real, but what do you think? Do you think it's real, or do you think it's a fake? And what do you think they're really going to do with the story this time around? I don't know. I just love the Tomb Raider game, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Let me know how you feel about the video game stuff we talked about this week. Also, let me know what you think about our new types of videos we've been putting out. If you've seen the glitch videos, we've kind of been bringing in Andrew's the new guy here, and what's his name? Fucking Tom.
That's my name.
We've been trying to bring them into some more videos. We're also working with Falcon. We're working on some new projects, so I want to know what you guys think. Of course, you know the deal. We'll be down in the comments, but I'll also be on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram talking to you guys over there about anything you want, and clicking the like button helps us out a ton. Thank you guys so much for showing up every single week, and subscribing if you're new is a good idea because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Panini's on me.